Hello there. My name's John. I'm going to be reading to you the book today, How Big Are Your Worries, Little Bear, by Jayneen Sanders and illustrated by Stephanie Fizer Coleman. Well, let's look at bears. How big are the worries? Now, little bear was a worrier. He worried about everything. From early in the morning until at night, he worried. In the morning, little bear worried about going to school and all the things that could go wrong, like not knowing the ABCs. In the afternoon, he worried about going to soccer practice and all the things that couldn't do, like kicking the ball into the net. And at night, he worried about the monsters that might be under his bed and all the scary dreams he might have. Poor little bear, worried day and night. He looks worried, doesn't he? You have to stop worrying, said Grandma Pearl. Please stop worrying, little bear, said Grandpa Ted. Little bear, said Auntie Boom Boo, in a firm voice, you must stop worrying. But even though everyone told little bear not to worry, he worried anyway. Telling little bear not to worry didn't make any difference at all. His worries never went away. Early one morning, little bear wandered slowly down the stairs into the kitchen. His worries felt so big and so scary he could hardly move. His tummy tossed and turned. He didn't feel like eating breakfast. My dear little bear, said Mama Bear, how big are your worries? And little bear didn't say a word. He just stretched out his arms very wide, very, very wide. You see that? That's pretty wide. Mama Bear took little bear's paw. My ears are big and round, she said, and big and round ears are perfect for listening. Why don't you tell me about your worries? So little bear did. He told Mama Bear all about school and how he worried he didn't know the ABCs. Then he told Mama Bear about the soccer practice and how he couldn't kick the ball into the net. And lastly, he told Mama Bear about the monsters under his bed and the scary dreams he had at night. Little Bear told Mama Bear all about his worries. He talked for a very, very long time. Look, there's Mama Bear just listening. Mama Bear listened, and carefully she held little bear's paw and listened to every single word. When little bear had finished, he felt a tiny bit better. How big are your worries now? Asked Mama Bear. And little bear spread out his arms. He spread them out not nearly as wide as before. When we share our worries with someone who makes us feel safe, said Mama Bear, they often become smaller. Mama Bear opened the kitchen drawer. I have an idea, she said brightly. From the drawer, she took out a box of rainbow-colored pencils and 3 pieces of paper. Little bear, she said, I want you to draw all your worries. I want you to draw every single one. So, little bear did. Can you see him drawing here? Still looks worried. How big are your worries now? Asked Mama Bear. Little bear held out his paws, and the space between them was as wide as his soccer ball. My worries are not nearly as big as before, he said. Good, said Mama Bear. When we draw or write about our worries, they often become smaller. Then she folded the picture in half and placed them in her pocket. The next day at school, Mr. Whiskers asked little bear to say his ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Z, he said. Little bear forgot why. But he didn't worry. Good job, said Mr. Whiskers. Happily, you're nearly there. And Little Bear smiled. You see him smiling and raving? That afternoon at soccer practice, Little Bear kicked the ball outside the net, but he didn't worry. "Good job," said his coach. "You're nearly there. Keep trying. Try again." And Little Bear did. Looks like he's having fun. And that night, just before Little Bear jumped into bed, he looked underneath the mattress. "No monsters here," he said happily. And then he hopped into the bed, pulled up the covers. They say just under his nose. "How big are your worries now?" asked Mama Bear. And Little Bear pushed back to the covers and held out his paws, and there was no space between them. Mama Bear switched off the light and kissed Little Bear goodnight. "Sleep well, my dear little bear," she said. Look at him going to sleep there. And look at him. He's thinking about all the things he did that day. And Little Bear did sleep well.